What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the 49-yard line, where we here to talk about the Niners this season, the game we had yesterday. Let's just jump right into it. First, first thing I want to get at is, man, does our offensive line suck or what? Okay, I get it. We've had injuries, Trent ain't been there, and we've had a lot of movement around the offensive line, people playing out of position, what have you. But the offensive line has been an issue for a long time. This isn't like this is a new thing. This is something to me that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan just decided we're not going to focus too much on. We're just going to keep picking up position players and we'll fit in pieces where they're needed and we'll get through. Well, in the year of your quarterback needing to play very well so he can get the contract that he's looking for, he's been running around for his life the entire season. Now, I'm not making any excuses for Brock Purdy, because by all means, I do not think he's elite. But it doesn't help if he doesn't have anyone to consistently block for him. This could have been handled with the draft picks that we've given up, the early picks that we've made, such as Jake Moody, such as picking up Ricky Pearsall with our first pick, such as Trey Lance, who we gave away our future for. We could have been addressed the offensive line, but we decided not to. And that is a problem. And that has to go on John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. Because John Lynch makes the picks, he defers to Kyle Shanahan when it comes to the roster. Simple as that. Now, next I want to talk about is our defense. Our defense. Now, have I been seeing a much better effort out of them lately? Absolutely. I've been seeing a much better effort from our defense. But the fourth quarter has been a major, major problem. We have the worst point differential in the league. The worst. That's never been the 49ers' nature. Now, what we're about, that also spells this type of season, which is we suck. We're freaking 6-9. So something's got to change there. I know we've had some new guys come in this year and playing when they normally wouldn't, because Shanahan doesn't really play the young guys. He usually only plays veterans, people that got some kind of experience in the position, and he allows them to sit and learn. I don't necessarily agree with that all the time, but it is what it is. They've had to play this year, and we've had some issues, especially some major issues when it came to the fourth quarter. Yesterday, we had 0 sacks. 0 sacks, 0 turnovers. Think you're going to win a game like that? Especially against a quarterback who loves to get the ball out fast. When he was pressured the week before, they had plenty of turnovers. The Dolphins and Tua had 4+ turnovers last week. This week, perfect. No turnovers. It's not like their scheme is so great or they were just playing phenomenal football, because they weren't. We lost to a bad team. Simple as that. That just means we're even worse. So we have no offensive line, and our defense is giving up the most points that it ever has, probably in this regime, in the fourth quarter. That's the clutch quarter when you're supposed to try to win the game. Yeah, that's why we have 6 wins. Another reason why we only have 6 wins is the special teams. The special teams has been a problem also for years and years. That's another John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan thing. Jake Moody, he's got to go. Like this is one of those one positions on the field where you just can't have a, well, I hope he makes it this time. Like, no, it changes everything with the game. It changes play calling. It changes the momentum. It's it's way more important than just, I hope he makes it right now. No, he needs to be automatic from a specific range all the time. And if he misses an occasional 50+ yarder, then so be it. That's normal. But to be missing extra points or 30s or 40s or 50s, you just don't know what's going to happen. That is uncalled for and it's unacceptable. and we picked him with a third round pick. And I think it was our first pick in the draft that year. We picked a kicker. I don't mind us picking a kicker, but I mind us picking a kicker in the freaking third round. I do mind that. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about Debo here. Let's talk about Debo. Now, Debo, he had a good game. He had a pretty solid game. It was pretty good yesterday. But what does that tell me? What that tells me is when we beat the Bears and he got on Twitter and started crying about how he wasn't getting the ball, that was a W. That was a win. And he complained about how he wasn't getting the ball. That is selfish, as I said in my previous shows. So yesterday he has a good game and he's in a good mood. He's all smiles. Meanwhile, Fred Warner is upset, as he should be, because we just lost. To me, man, this has to be his last year. Because that is the most selfish thing you can do, is only focus on your play, and your mood is only dictated by what you produced, not what the team produced. To me, that's a selfish act for you to be in a good mood, excited, what have you, after a loss. But after a win, you're in a bad mood because you didn't get the ball as much as you think you would like. And on top of that, you played good in a meaningless game. This game meant nothing other than maybe he only played like that and played like the Debo that we knew, not Tyshawn anymore. The Debo that we knew, he finally played that way, maybe because he was trying to up his trade value. Who knows? Because he's got to feel like he might not be a part of this team next year. And if it was up to me, he definitely shouldn't be. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. What he's produced all year has been trash. And then you play good in the game that doesn't matter and you're happy about it. It's just something to think about. Let's keep our eyes tuned in on that situation. It's something to think about. Next, I got to give a shout out to George Kittle, because he's been the most solid player, him and Juwan Jennings. But Kittle has been the most solid player on the team the entire season. And if we were going to force feed anybody, it should have been George Kittle. He's been the one showing up every week, ready to go. Whether he gets targeted or not, he's still playing his behind off, ready to go. And it's clear when we give him the ball, good things happen. He brought back yards after catch yesterday. His yak yards were amazing. It's like every time we feed this guy, good things happen for our team. So why would we go away, Shanahan? Why? Why would we go away from what's been working for us? Please, make it make sense. Please. I never understood it, but my takeaways from this game were those just there. Our O-line sucks. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be at the forefront this season. Definitely need to figure out this Debo situation. Definitely need to figure out the special teams. This sounds like we got a lot of things we got to address here, because our defense is giving up too many points when it matters. We're playing like booty cheeks in the fourth quarter. It's not what we need. And then the main subject of all is Brock Purdy. I'm sorry, but bro is playing average. All right, now I get it. I get it. Does he deserve his money? Does he deserve money? Yes. Does he deserve elite status type of money? No, man. No, Brock Purdy does not deserve that. Will he get it? Yeah. I don't even see a scenario where we don't give him the money, just because off what the market value is for quarterbacks. I mean, you can even look at contracts like Dak Prescott. You know, they gave him the bag and he produced what he had always been producing, which was good during the regular season, and then come playoff time, it wasn't there. And now I know that Brock Purdy has played well in the playoffs that he was in. But is he a CMC merchant? Is he Christian McCaffrey? Is Christian McCaffrey the reason why? And it feels that way. It feels like unless he's surrounded by the Avengers, then he's average at best. Like I'm sitting here watching a kid in Jaden Daniels who was out here carrying a team.
I've seen him make game-winning drives multiple times throughout this season. Even just this past week, it was no sweat for him. All he did was come down, pinpoint passes right to the end zone. The kid looks marvelous. Do we have that in Purdy? We've seen it a couple times, but most of the time, no. He had his chance to prove that he was a $60 million quarterback again, even in a meaningless game. The only reason he had to prove it was because he came out and said that he deserves all that kind of money. And he comes out and throws the interception, just like he did last week, when last week mattered more to the Rams. And what the Rams do this week? Win again and kill our playoff chances completely. Purdy's got a lot more proving to do to me, but honestly, it's just real hard to see it come to fruition because we still have Kyle Shanahan and he doesn't know how to pick quarterbacks. To me, I wish we would just let him play out his regular contract and not have to pay him this year. Like, we don't have to extend him. We can franchise tag him, whatever, what have you. We can do any of that, but just don't pay him yet. Let's just focus on the offensive line. He deserves some money, just not that much. Do we need to go back to Dak Prescott and understand what that meant to the Cowboys? Because if we pay Purdy, I promise you, we will be the San Francisco Cowboys. Promise you. Because none of it is necessary. The guy has small hands. He can't throw in inclement weather. When the fourth quarter comes, he drops the ball. And when we need him to make that last 2-minute drive, something that we don't practice, by the way, what happens? We lose the game. Because Purdy folds under that pressure. And he throws interceptions. He can't throw a ball past 30 yards accurately downfield at all. So here we are with another interesting season about to come upon us next year. An interesting offseason, should I say, with full of drama as we have been, starting with Debo. He was the first one to really start all this drama in the offseason about getting paid. And now he's out here acting like a prima donna wearing purses. So we see how that turned out for him this year. Ayuk did it last year, got injured, missed training camp. Now we're screwed. Purdy's doing it during the season, talking about he deserves a certain amount of money. I guess we'll see. But we're going to find out on Monday when we play these boys, the Lions, who is coming to kick the crap out of us. Because they out here doing plays where they got linemen scoring touchdowns, fake fumbles, all that. They remember who kept them from being in the Super Bowl last year. They don't care if we injured. They don't care about none of that. They come in to drop it off on us. And we booty cheeks right now. So we going to see. But until then, y'all bless.